Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm I'm fair to middling.
Yeah, it's it's cold out there today. I can hear the wind just a howling here.
Oh, well, we're not getting much of that right now. I don't even have the heat on right now.
Oh, really? Oh, it's cold here.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Did you get some snowflakes earlier in the week?
No, they said we could, but it was just all rain.
So I don't remember which day it was, but it was earlier in the week, and they were big snowflakes, but they didn't amount to anything.
Hmm.
Good morning. Someone came in with a Samsung. Who is that? You're on mute. You're you're on mute. I can't hear you.
Hello,
Hi, who's this?
Tariq Roberts.
Okay, I'm going to put your name up there so we have it. Give me one moment. Is it
Thank you.
Tarik?
Yes, ma'am.
Tarik. Thank you for coming, Tariq.
No problem.
How did you hear about the Zoom today?
Um, I believe I emailed you and you told me that there was a Zoom going on.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
this this is my first available time that I was able to contact.
Okay, no problem. I was just wondering if an agency or a friend of yours referred you to us.
I'm currently at Kintock,
Oh,
and
okay. Was it
they
Rob?
had uh I was notified about a flyer. There was a flyer on the wall.
Okay, yeah, Rob put that up. Thank you for coming. I appreciate
No
it.
problem. No problem.
Okay. I'm gonna save your email. So my phone number is in the email. So if you ever want to call or text me to learn more about the workshops that you can participate in.
Okay.
So we're just waiting for everybody to arrive.
Okay, no problem. Just so I'm aware, like, what other programs do you have available? You know,
So
mom.
actually, at this time, we normally have a workshop, and it encompasses a lot of things. So Michelle is from the United States Department of Agriculture, so that's one of the programs that we work on in the workshop for home ownership. So she's going to
Okay,
talk about that today. We also help you for free. We help you increase your credit score and satisfy any debt that's on your credit report so that
okay,
whether you're trying to get an apartment or if you're trying to go for home ownership, you have that you have a credit score that you can work with. We help with jobs. There's programs that we have partner with that will help you get for free, help you get a trade and
okay,
your OSHA 10. Um, Anything that your personal pursuit is, we're able to assist you within that workshop. Um, we have a FDIC match program. You save $1,000 over 6 months. You complete a financial literacy workshop online, and at the end, after you complete those two things, the FDIC match will match $4 for every dollar you save. So that's 5,000 that you can use for a
wow,
down payment on a house, a down payment on a car. You can use it to start a business, or you can use it to for education. And
okay,
we also help with business credit. So if you want to start a business, we'll help you get your LLC set up. We will help you get your establish your business credit. Um, anything anything that we anything that you want to work on to get to you whatever you see your next step being, we will assist you with in the workshop.
okay. Thank you very much. There's a lot that I could actually use right now. I'm currently just released from prison, and I just got released on Monday. Looking for employment. Um, You know, that's like the top of my list right now. Like, once I'm able to find employment, that'll, be able to help me
T-
to navigate a little better throughout the Philadelphia area.
You said the top of your list is employment?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So this link that you use is where
Mhm.
you would come every Saturday at 11.
Okay. I thought you saw
And
me. No
then
problem.
and then if you and I need to work on something during the week, you can text me or we can get on the phone and we can work one on one.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. I do appreciate this.
Yeah. Make sure you share the information, okay?
For sure. For sure.
Okay. Do you have a phone right now?
Yes, ma'am. I'm on the phone right now.
Okay, so when you get a chance, email me your cell phone number.
Okay.
And then what I'll do is I'll save you as a contact and then I'll also add you into our text group chat. So when you'll know, what is, sometimes I put assignments in there or I put, information that I think that everyone might need it's a place for me to share stuff with you guys.
Uh-huh.
And then so I can just text you updates about, what's going on with the workshop and it's a way and then I'll save you as a contact in my phone.
Okay, no problem. Could I do that like after this meeting?
Yeah, but you can do it
All right.
anytime you're ready. I just wanted to mention it while I was thinking about it.
All right. I just didn't want to like lose the this
No,
feed or
I get
whatever.
it. Technology can be finicky, so yeah, don't touch it.
Yes, yes. I'm just happy I'm here. So
Yeah, good job coming. Michelle, I'm sorry that well it's 10:58, so they should start coming in sometime after 11. Oh, you want to try the screen
That's
share?
okay. Yes, if yeah.
I already gave permission. Okay, it looks good on my end.
You see it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do you want me to leave it up? Am I going to go first, Missy?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Hmm. Okay. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, Miss Missy. God bless you. How you doing?
Oh, today's not a great one, but I'm here.
Oh man, and you know what I wanted to say too? I should probably wait. Good morning, everybody.
Hmm.
Thank you and Sister Pam for well you, Miss Missy, for always getting on like when you don't feel good, always still reaching out and helping, doing everything that you do, like nothing is going on with you. And I say that because I remember when I got on last weekend, Sister Pam didn't feel good. And today I didn't feel good. But I remembered y'all and I just got some air and I feel better. So praise God for that. But thank you both for showing up like you do.
Thank you.
You're welcome, especially you, Miss Missy. Thank you so much.
No problem. Good morning, Valerie.
Good morning.
How are you, Sunshine?
I'm all right. I'm okay.
Ah, I hear it in your voice. We'll talk later.
Okay.
Michelle, would it be okay if we waited till at least five after?
That is fine. Yep, I'm fine with that.
Okay. Um, some of my some of my folks, I know a couple people work on the weekends, but they're going to be here. I know they're going to trickle in, and then I know at least one of my participants has a class every other Saturday. So what she's going to do is she's going to try and listen in while she's in class. So she'll be here.
It shouldn't stop.
Good morning, Jasmine.
Good morning.
Tariq, can you go on mute for me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, Shanisha.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good.
Good morning, Pam.
Good morning.
Okay. So I asked Michelle, could we wait till 5 after? So it's 4 after. So what during this time, I just want each each person to I'm gonna call on you and you can say what where you're from. So, I'm in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. Tariq, I'll start with Tariq. Just say your name and introduce yourself and say where you're from. We'll start with Tariq.
My name is Tariq Roberts. I'm in Philadelphia, North
J-
Florida.
Jasmine,
Jasmine here, and I'm from Montgomery County.
Shanisha. Can you hear me, Shanisha? Okay, we'll go to PJ. Pam may not be able to come.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
here. Sorry, I'm on my phone, so it's hard to hit the mute button. My name is Pamela. Good morning, everyone, and I'm from Montgomery County.
Okay. Thank you, Mary.
Good morning. My name is Mary Adeniran. I'm in Richmond, Virginia.
Thank you, Valerie.
Good morning, everyone. From Philadelphia, currently resides in Stratford, Connecticut.
All right. And PJ, did you want to do a brief prayer before we begin?
Absolutely. Father God, we just thank you for this is the day that you have made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. We thank you for this time that you're giving us to learn, grow, and develop and get knowledge in the area of credit, finances, just fellowshipping with other like minded people and sharing knowledge amongst each other. We thank you for Miss Corbin and the guests that she's bringing on today, Father God. Continue to build relationships with her for people that can help us, excuse me, to learn, grow, and develop. And we thank you, Father, for this is the day you made, and we enjoy. And we thank you for the blessings that we will receive today, for the knowledge. We thank you. We all may be in different points of our lives, but we all have the same goal to be successful and financially set. And we give you all the glory, honor, and praise. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
All right. So I want to thank, amen. I want to thank everyone for being generous with their time and coming to here. I'm going to just let Michelle dive right in. Michelle is the director for the United States Department of Agriculture, and we've had our relationship for a couple of years. Michelle, I turn everything over to you.
Okay. Hi. Good morning, everybody. So yeah, as Missy said, I'm with the U.S. Department of Agriculture. We are a federal agency that does a lot for communities and individuals, businesses. I mean, we can do pretty much anything through our funding that we have available. I oversee the housing programs within USDA. So I'm just going to go through a couple of the our mortgage programs that we have. I have some slides, and then I'll briefly just show you some of like the websites with eligibility because I did hear a couple of you were not from Pennsylvania. This is since it's a federal program though, it is nationwide. So there are offices and staff in every state, across the nation. Okay, so the first program, which is a great program for individuals starting out, is our 502 direct loan program. So what this program is designed to do is to provide low income individuals or households the opportunity to buy a decent, safe, and sanitary dwelling. We can do existing homes through this program. We can also do new builds through this program, whether it's a traditional new construction or if you want to purchase a modular on a site that you may own or that you may want to buy, or even a manufactured home on a site that you would buy. Let me find my mouse. So for this program, there are several requirements to be eligible. The first requirement is that the property does have to be located in an eligible rural area. So as our name kind of states, we're with USDA, but we're rural development. So we're looking at the rural areas across Pennsylvania and across the other states. We do have on our website, which I will kind of show you here after the presentation. But there is an eligibility tab on our website where you can put in an area or an address of, where you would like to live or where you're currently living and see, where that eligible area would lie. And I'm just going to jump ahead. I'll come back. So just to give you an example, this is what around the Philadelphia area, this is what the ineligible area is. So anything that is shaded that dark tan color is not eligible for our financing. But if you look and if you do want to go through this program, anything in the white outside of that is all eligible. So you could potentially buy a home in any of the area outside of that tan color. Besides the having to be in an eligible rural area, the 502 Direct program is for very low and low income households. So to qualify for this program, the household income, so anybody that's planning to live in the home, has to be below the low income limits for that county that you plan to live in. We do look at all household members. So if you say have a child that is above the age of 18 but still lives with you and is not a full-time student any longer, we would have to look at their income too. Or, oops, um, even though they may not be on the loan. So we do look at all of our properties do need to be modest. And I'll go through what the modest limits are. Um, that the modest housing limits though are set by HUD every year. And they just came out last month, the new limits for USDA through HUD. But we look at modest housing. It does have to be a one unit single family dwelling. It cannot be an income producing property. And we can allow for manufactured homes as long as they were built after 2006. As far as like the income producing, if you have, say, a small business, like you maybe have a daycare that you currently have in your home, we can allow that. We just can't change that structure of the house to where it's not considered a single family property. What we're mainly looking at, you can have like a mechanic's garage on the property, or it can't be a large farm where you're selling and producing crops, that kind of thing. So what we consider modest housing. So for almost all the counties across Pennsylvania, the modest housing limit is 324,700. Now in Bucks, Chester, Delaware, and Montgomery County, that limit is 378,100. So that is what we considered a modest house. And that's also the maximum loan that we can provide through our 502 program. So if you qualify for the largest loan, that would be capped in Montgomery County to the 378,100. This is just to show you what you can do on our website. Excuse me. So there is a self-assessment option. And in here, it's very user friendly. You can create a new assessment. It'll ask some questions. You can put in, how much your income is, your monthly income, what all debts that you do have, what county you're interested in, and it'll give you an idea of how much you would qualify for through the 502 program. And then that is also kind of a good tool too, if you're working to pay down your debts, to see like maybe you only qualify for 300,000, but you could say, okay, if I pay off, this car loan or this credit card bill, oh, that'll bump me up to like 378,000, so it'll kind of give you an idea of what you need to work towards, to get a loan amount that would get you into decent, safe, and sanitary housing. Also on this website is the property eligibility tab here. And this is where you can go in, put the area that you're interested in living, and it'll give you whether or not it is an eligible area, or, where that eligible line kind of lays. So you know where to look for a house. And then also it does have our income limits too. So you can click on here to see what the income limits are for the county that you do live in. Um, and all of this is a nationwide. So if you are not in Pennsylvania, you can look up the income limits for whatever county you currently reside in whichever state, as well as the property eligibility. But I will give a tutorial of that just in a few minutes here. So the benefits of this program, this is a great program. I mean, we say it's for first-time home buyers. It doesn't necessarily need to be for first-time home buyers. But what we do look at is for people that currently do not reside in decent, safe, and sanitary housing. But what the benefits are is we can do 33 years, and then it's a fixed rate for the full 33 years. So the rate gets locked in at the time that we approve the loan. If the rate happens to go down at closing, you will get the lower of the two rates. And then you could qualify for as low as a 1% subsidized payment. So what that means right now, like our interest rate is at 5.125%. If you cannot afford the loan you qualify for, the payments at that 5.125%, your payment could be reduced to as low as 1%. That subsidy does get reevaluated after the loan closes every 2 years. So if your circumstances change and your income increases or your income decreases, that subsidized payment could change, but your payment would never go above note rate, which right now is 5.125. If you do receive subsidy, so that's basically your payments, are being subsidized or assisted by the federal government. If you do receive subsidy, when you no longer live in the home, that subsidy or a portion of that subsidy then does need to get paid back. So let's say, you purchase a home, you receive $10,000 worth of subsidy, you sell the home, for a profit, you made $50,000 from the sale. That $10,000 would get paid back as the subsidy you received for however long you had the house. Other benefits, there are limited out-of-pocket expenses. So to file the application, there's a $30 credit report fee. That's the only fee that you have to pay up front to apply. We, as the lender, have no lender fees. We do ask that every property that we finance, that a whole house inspection be completed. The cost of that inspection would have to be paid out of pocket, but that can be reimbursed with loan funds. And then typically out of pocket, you do have to pay your first year's homeowner's insurance. And then after we escrow for taxes and insurance, so that would be included in your mortgage payment to be paid the following year. We have no private mortgage insurance, as a lot of conventional financing does with mortgage loans. There's no credit score requirements. Now, I say that, but if your credit score is above 640, we can streamline your application. So if you maybe have like one blemish where you were late on something, within the past year, if your score is above 640, we don't have to hold that against you. If your score is below 640, then we do have to look at your credit a little bit more thoroughly, and we would look at late payments in the past 12 months. We would look at collection accounts, if there were any foreclosures or bankruptcies, any judgments filed, any debts that were written off. And that would play a role then on whether or not you're eligible. Now, there are some people that don't have credit at all. They've maybe are young and starting out, or they've only ever paid with cash. We can assist people with no credit score. in those instances. We just ask for three alternative forms of credit. So whether they maybe pay a cell phone bill and can show us that they've paid on time for the past 12 months. Maybe they're currently paying rent and they can show us that, they've been meeting their rent obligations for the past 12 months. But we look at three alternative forms of credit. And we can actually get pretty creative where our regulations even allow subscription services like Netflix and Hulu. And I had somebody submit in like a PlayStation online fee that they pay once a year to be on the PlayStation network. So we can be creative with that, but you do have to provide a year's worth. And we can also provide 100% financing up to the appraised value. So whereas most conventional loans, you do need to have a 20% kind of down payment, we can do 100% as long as that home appraises. And we can wrap in, whatever closing costs there are as well into that financing. If you find a home that maybe needs some repairs, a lot of times we can wrap those repairs into the loan as well. And this is just a success story, but this was a wonderful project that we did, actually in connection with Habitat for Humanity. So with this project, this Habitat built this double house. There were two sisters. They both needed housing. They were both living with relatives. So they went through Habitat, they went through USDA. They got this brand new house in Franklin County. They're basically next door neighbors. They just have a shared wall between them. The one sister lives on one side, the other sister lives on the other. And it worked out perfectly for them because they also both work together. So then they can continue to, carpool to work. And they have their own space where they're no longer kind of tied in with the family that they were currently living with. And we do a lot with Habitat. We do a lot of new builds. And they're close to Philadelphia. We do a lot with Chester County Habitat for Humanity. Chester is very, very active in the construction and new builds and with USDA. So this is the last slide for 502 program. Now, what I will tell you with the 502 program, we are oversubscribed. This is a wonderful program. The payments with that subsidy just make owning a home affordable for a lot of individuals, which has put us oversubscribed. So we are accepting applications, but there could be a 1 to 2 year wait list. So if you decide, what, this program sounds great, you want to apply, you can apply. We would review the application, see if you are eligible, and if it appears that you're eligible, you would go on the wait list. And then as the funding comes through, and we're able to move people off, you would eventually move to the top to where you could start shopping for a house. The next program is our guaranteed program. This is the other program I wanted to talk about. So this is also a mortgage program. This program is not oversubscribed as there's plenty of funding as with this program, you actually go to a bank, the bank makes the loan, and then all the USDA doing is guaranteeing that loan. So with this program, mainly this program is for low and moderate income households. So the income limit can go a little bit higher than with the direct program. It is still to assist, individuals and, trying to obtain modest, decent, safe, and sanitary dwellings. Um, and that guarantee basically, is there to help individuals that maybe just couldn't get a conventional loan, without going through USDA guarantee. The benefits are pretty similar to the direct program. There is no down payment requirements, and with the guaranteed program, we can still do 100% up to the appraised value of the home. There, just as the direct, there's no credit score requirements, and they also can look at alternative credit options for people that maybe don't have a score. One of the good things, direct versus guaranteed, is with the guaranteed program, there's no cap on the purchase price. So as I said, with the direct program, most of our loans are capped at 324, 378. With the guaranteed program, you can basically go to whatever you can afford to pay back. So there is no cap on or maximum loan amount. Um, the other difference is it's a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. So it's still a fixed interest rate, but the term is capped at 30 years instead of the 33 years. It is not limited to first-time home buyers, and there's no restrictions on the amount of gifts or grant funds that you maybe receive for closing costs or down payment assistance. Um, So who can apply? Anybody that is low to moderate income, if you're looking to purchase a home as your primary residence, can apply. You do have to meet the income guidelines for the county that the home is located in. You do need to be unable to get conventional financing with no private mortgage insurance. And you must be a U.S. citizen or meet the non-citizen requirements of the agency. So these funds can also be used to buy an existing home, to buy and rehab an existing home, or to build a new home. And then the types of homes is pretty broad. We can do single family, new manufactured, existing manufactured, as long as it was built after 2006. New construction, whether it's a modular or a stick-built type home. We can do townhomes, condominiums, in a duplex, but as long as you're only purchasing the one unit, as it has to be single family, so we can't buy like a both sides where there'd be rental property. With this program, you would apply directly through an approved lender. The lenders are your main point of contact for anything with the application. With the direct program, the 502 program, you would apply directly through the USDA, and you can work directly with one of my housing specialists that I have across the state. And that is it. Because then I go into the home repair program. So I just wanted to, and actually before I go into the other, I just wanted to show you too. We also have multifamily housing apartments across the whole entire state, in every state. So if maybe, you just aren't ready to buy yet, but you do want to get into maybe a new apartment or something that has some rental assistance available to help with your payments. If you go to our main website, www.rd.usda.gov, you can click on Find an Apartment. Give it a second to load here. All right. And then I'm going to click on Pennsylvania. And then I heard several people from Montgomery County, so I'm going to click on Montgomery. And these are the 3 units that USDA has financed um, in Montgomery County of Pennsylvania. So if I just click on the top one here, some of these are family units. Some of these are considered elderly. Like this one is considered an elderly unit. So to be able to live in this unit, you would either need to be over the age of 62 or somebody with a disability. So that those are the only people that are allowed to live in the elderly units. But the family units are available to anyone. So this unit has 40 units available, and all 40 of those units do have subsidy or rental assistance to help with those payments. So I just wanted to share that too, just what we have available for multifamily. Okay. And then this is the eligibility website. And I'm just going to turn my camera off, see if that's slowing me down a little bit. Well, I'm hoping to be able to share this. Maybe my internet may be causing me some issues. Well, while I wait to see if that loads, does anybody have any questions? I'll open it up to questions and then I'll see if this loads.
I do have a question actually. Um,
Yes.
so I wanted to know, and this might be random, but I'm just gonna ask. Um, does this like come with the purchase or help with the purchase of the land or just the property?
It can help with the purchase of the land. Yes. So
Okay.
it can, yep. So if you can find land and you want to build a new home, yep, we can finance the cost of the land. And then any connections, like if it needs private well and septic, or if it has access to public water and sewer, that all of those costs can be included.
Oh,
Yes,
thank you.
PJ.
Yes, thank you for all this information. On the first one that you did, the 502, how many are on the wait list?
I have about 200 people on the wait list.
Okay. And then on the second, you also said credit wasn't needed. What do you mean? No credits, no specific credit score.
Yeah, so for both programs, there's no minimum score, but if you do have good credit, we can streamline your application.
Okay.
So if your score is above 640, we can streamline you to where we don't have to go through and look to see if, you maybe had a late payment on your credit card 3 months ago. If your
Okay.
score is above 640, we have to do a credit history review. That doesn't mean you wouldn't qualify. Your score could be below 640, but you've been working with Missy. You've gotten everything current. You've taken
Right.
care of everything. Um, it's just your score hasn't gone up yet. We could still work with you then.
Okay. And the second one, the USDA rural development. So what areas are those in? The same, we could look at the same area.
Yeah, so for all of our housing programs, the rural area is the same. And it did actually come up, so I'll just show you quick. So if you click on property eligibility, well, I say quick and now it's loading again. Um, if you click on property eligibility, it would be the same for either the direct or the guaranteed program, what that rural area is.
Okay. And the guaranteed program is quicker to get into.
It is, yes. There's no wait list on the guaranteed program. So if you're in like maybe the higher end of low or moderate income for your household, I would, you should look at the guaranteed program.
And what's the
Um,
income for that one?
that is moderate income, and it depends on the county that you're in,
Okay.
because every county has a different income limit.
Right, right, right.
So for I'll just say, I mean, I'm looking at Bucks County for the direct program, you can't make more than 95,500. I
Okay.
would say for the guaranteed program, I don't have those numbers directly in front of me, but it's probably closer to like 150,000.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Michelle, I have two questions for you.
Yeah.
Um, so if I have someone in their credit score is in the 600 and they're progressively getting towards 640, can I go ahead and submit the applications because there's a wait list and then continue to work on getting their score up to 640 because there's 200 people ahead of them?
You can, as long as they've had good credit within that past year. Um, so, if they've maintained where they've not had any late payments in the past 12 months, there's no active collection accounts
Mm-hmm.
that don't have a record of making payments. Now, if somebody has a collection account, but they're making payments to get that cured,
Mm-hmm.
we would just need to see proof of payments. Um, so as long as there's nothing derogatory, they've cleaned that up, but their score is
Mm-hmm.
just below 640, you can submit them through to us.
All right. And the other thing is, do you want me to share my screen real quick and so you can walk me through the assessment tool?
Yeah, let let me see. I am in the property eligibility. Let me just see.
Okay.
So I'm just, oh, if I can spell. I'm just going to put in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania,
Mhm.
um,
You need an
and
address? You need an
keep it
address?
broad. Um, yeah, I mean, do you know?
I have a Montgomery
Okay,
County address. It's going to come up ineligible, but it'll allow you um
okay,
to to move to an eligible area.
sure.
235. It's 235 Ash Lane, ASH Lane in Lafayette Hill, Pennsylvania. Lafayette Hill is two words. Do you need the zip code?
Is that spelled close enough?
Let me see.
Oh, nope, because that put me in a different county. How do you spell Lafayetteville?
Um, L LAFAYETTE space Hill, HILL.
Okay, all right, there we go.
Well, no, that says Lawrence County. So it's 235.
Oh,
There's
that
no,
does.
and then take out the north.
What's the zip code?
19444.
There we go, Montgomery County.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I will just so this address is ineligible, but if I
Mm-hmm.
just zoom out,
So just for reference, you guys, this is around Conshohock and Plymouth Meeting Mall.
yeah, so if we go over this way, like this would be eligible. This um anything, like it looks like past the Pennsylvania Turnpike through here is
Mm-hmm.
eligible. Um, this way is getting you probably closer to New Jersey. But coming down here too, these towns would all be eligible. What road is that? 20322, 202. So anything on the other side of 202, 322 would be eligible. So that kind of just gives you an idea. If you do think you want to go through the program, you would have to plan on purchasing a home for either the direct or guaranteed outside of that tan area.
Okay.
Yeah, Valerie, do you have another question?
Who, me?
I do.
Valerie, I see Valerie has her hand raised.
Okay, go ahead, Val.
Okay. So you said something that I've never heard before. My first time hearing this. You said that USDA help with rental assistance.
Yes, if you live in one of our rental properties. Yep. So
O-
we have rental properties across across Pennsylvania, across the nation. But these properties do have rental assistance in those units.
And what's the name of the website? What's the name
It is
of the
www.rd.usda.gov.
USDA.gov? R is in Romeo, D is in dog. USDA.gov.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
perfect.
And then you just click on the state that you want to live in, and then go to the
Okay,
county that you want to live in.
okay,
And then it'll tell you the units that are available. And those units are all handled by management companies, so that's who you would contact
okay.
to apply to live there.
And then I do have another question. The story about the two sisters that um purchased a home, they purchased it individually, and they just so happened to pick something together, and also they worked with the Habitat of Humanity. Is that with the 502? Or is that with the guarantee loan?
That was with the 502. Yeah. So it was just like a stroke of luck that this all worked out for them. Um,
Okay,
so the one of them applied through USDA and Habitat kind of simultaneously because we work closely with a lot of the habitats across the state. So
okay.
one of them applied. Habitat just by chance was building this split house.
Oh, okay.
And they were building this. The sister, the one sister was already planning to get into it. And then they're like, hey, like there's this other half. The other sister is the driver because one of them couldn't drive, one of them could drive. Like this would
Right.
be perfect to, they would be right there next door. So it
Okay.
just worked out for both of them.
Now, could this also work for either the 502 or the guarantee? Could this also work for multi-family homes?
No, no,
No.
neither
Okay.
of our programs can do multifamily. This is
Okay.
only
That's
for
good.
single family units. Those,
So, okay, gotcha.
yep.
Okay, okay.
Now I can tell you if um, somebody that goes through, like there are different priority rankings.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody were to go through Habitat or Missy, like you were kind of explaining some of what you do there first thing, if if you can find leveraged funding, there's lots of areas that have closing cost assistance grants or down payment assistance grants. If you can have leveraged funding, it does bump you up in the priority ranking. So you can move ahead of people that maybe don't have leveraged funding or are currently not living in unsafe conditions. Um,
Now, when you say
so
leverage funding, what does that mean?
So that would be like with when we work with Habitat, Habitat does like a soft second. So they provide instead of us providing the whole entire loan to build this house, maybe the house costs 300,000, but we're only going to put 250 through USDA into it, and then Habitat does a soft second of 50. So that's leverage funding.
So,
Oh,
so if let's say Habitat for Humanity is not providing additional funding, if they got additional funding through their credit union,
N- Um, Yeah, yes. So they can get commercial leverage funding. That would count. It has to be at least 10% of the loan. So if they could get 10% from, their local bank or their local credit union, that could count.
Could
We also have certified packagers, which are listed on our application package. They do charge a fee if you go through them, um, but that is an eligible project cost, so that fee can be included in the loan. But basically, you would work with those certified packagers, and that would also give priority status.
so if there's a house, if the purchase price is 300,000 and they go through their credit union and get maybe 30,000 or more, that would be a viable option. And in
Yes,
addition to that, it might expedite the process.
yes, it would.
Good news, good information. Thank you.
Yes.
And now
I
what, sorry, what is certified packagers? What is that?
So certified, we have two certified packagers, kind of that deal work with Pennsylvania. They are their names are Fahi or Pastone, and their contact. I don't have their contact information in front of me, but it's on our application document. So you would go through them, kind of like what Missy does, but Missy's not a certified packager for USDA. But they would
Oh,
gather everything that's needed. Um, to complete the application and then submit it. And with working with them, hopefully that you get everything submitted in a timely manner, I'm going to say.
oh, okay.
Okay, so
Now I
they just kind of
understand.
help put the whole package together. They look to make sure you're eligible. They look at your credit. Once you find a house, they look to make sure it meets our program guidelines.
Hmm.
They just work from you start to finish, um, to,
Okay.
but there is the fee is right now $750. So you would sign an agreement with them for that fee, and then that would get paid if the loan makes it to closing.
Okay. Understood. Thank you.
Yeah.
Michelle, on the assessment tool, if I have a volunteer, can you walk
Yeah,
me
I
through
can
that?
stop. Yeah, do you
No,
want
I don't want to break. I want you to do everything that you set out to do. I don't want it to take you away.
Okay. Well, I'm just wondering my internet, I don't know, it seems to be working now, so I can walk through the self-assessment.
Okay. Do I have any?
Um,
Let me say two things before you do that. So, the first year that Michelle and I did this, there was a woman that her earnings were 30,000 a year, and she qualified. And it told her, at the end of this assessment, I believe it told us how much she qualified for, right? It did.
yes, it does.
All right. So I need a volunteer that's comfortable in providing their information so that Michelle can walk us all through the assessment tool. And this is the same link that you look for eligible areas. Do I have one volunteer?
I'll go.
Who's that? Oh,
Val,
yeah, go. Good job, Val. Thank you.
what you need?
All right. Let me just, okay. Do you want to live in Pennsylvania?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm giving you the side eye, Val.
Is there a certain county that you want to live in?
Well, since everyone's in Montgomery County, we could go with Montgomery County.
Okay. All right. Will there be a co-applicant?
No, no co-applicant.
Any dependents?
Two children.
Do you have any that are full-time students over the age of 18?
No,
Okay. Any other adults that will live with you?
no.
Okay. So the household is three. Are you over the age of 62 or disabled?
Uh, I'm not over the age of 62.
Okay. No. All right. And I'm just estimated property taxes. I'm just gonna say 4,000 and insurance. I'm gonna say 1,000. And I'm going to assume you're not going to buy anything that has association dues. However, if you did decide to buy something, that's fine. We just need to include that in our um, calculations. But for now, I'm going to say no, you're not in a homeowners association.
Okay.
Do you plan to obtain affordable housing from other sources? Grants, forgivable loans? I'm just going to say no for now. It's not going to change anything.
Okay.
I'll just leave that as no.
I have a question.
Yes.
What if you do reside in a homeowners association?
That's fine. So the homeowners associations, they just charge a fee, either monthly or annually. So if it's say it's $500 a year, we would have to include that as a debt. Um, and that could just kind of affect, depending on how much other debt you have, how much you could qualify for.
Okay.
All right, so the first screen kind of goes through the wages. Um, so just this is looking at monthly. So just throw me a number monthly to put in here.
Oh, you should know this. Hold on one second. Let me tell you. You said monthly?
Yes.
Okay, so times two. 3,200.
Okay. Any overtime or bonuses?
No, no
Any
bonuses.
childcare expenses?
No.
Okay, then I'm going to go to the next screen. Okay, then the next screen talks about your existing debt. So what this looks at is car loans, if you're required to pay child support, if you have any other installment loans, credit cards, student loans, um, if you co-sign for anybody, we don't have to include that as long as you can provide proof that the other person has been paying on it. Um, so like I know myself, like my kids are at that age, I've had to co-sign for cars and different things. So they pay on it, I don't pay on it. I'm just there as a co-signer. Um, and then any other debt. So we don't look at like your utilities, um, or your car insurance or your cell phone bills. We look at kind of either revolving or installment type debt.
Do you take in account like liens?
Yes, yeah. If it's yeah, if you do have a lien, I would recommend that you get it paid off. Like a judgment lien, like that kind of thing. You should pay it off.
I mean, I don't have one, but I'm just
Okay. Yep.
asking.
Yep.
Um, I would say uh what was the total debt? I would say close to I would say it was 3,000. I know some dollars, but I'll give it 3,000 debt, if you will.
What annually, or is that total? Like, what do you think your monthly payments are?
Um, honestly don't know. Because it varies. I'm working on the debt that's in my credit, so it varies.
Okay. Well, let's just say 300. Okay, a month. Just to have a number in there. Um, and then it kind of goes through the credit questions. So and you don't need to answer these. I'll just say no. But are you delinquent on any federal debt? I can tell you if you have federal delinquency, that is an automatic disqualifier until you get that cleared up. So a lot of times what we see is like the student loans. Student loans are federal. So if you are delinquent on those, you would have to get those current before you apply. Any outstanding tax lien with no payment arrangements. If you had a foreclosure, a charge off, bankruptcy, or short sale in the last 3 years. If you had accounts 30 days or more delinquent in the past 2 years. If you have any outstanding judgments within the past 12 months. If you have any outstanding collection accounts or collection accounts paid in full in the last 6 months.
Would this still count if you're still 640 and above? Will you still,
The federal delinquencies would count. So that's
I mean, well,
considered,
with all the questions that you ask regarding the credit, like charge-offs and delinquency and things of that, you still have to answer those even though if you're above 640?
yes, yes, you do. Because there's certain, like the federal delinquencies, even if your score is above 640, if you have a federal delinquency, this is a federal program. We can't use more federal money if someone's not paying their existing federal money back. So a federal delinquency no matter your credit score, is an automatic no on the credit requirements. What we can overlook is if you had a charge off um, or a foreclosure, a bankruptcy in the past 3 years, if you went through the restructuring, if we can overlook late payments, if your credit score is above 640, we can overlook judgments and collection accounts if your payment's over 640.
I do want to
But
mention. I do want to mention while you're on this part that I have two students, two participants that um are at the point in the program where they're getting ready to meet with the American Heritage to determine if what they have after what they've worked on can be debt consolidated. And if they approve for debt consolidation, then it would take off all of those things that you're
mhm.
discussing now.
Yeah, so if they get approved for that debt consolidation, um, depending on what their credit score was, I would have them, make satisfactory payments to cover what their new requirements are. Um, because these accounts don't fall off your credit right away. Um, you know, anything shows on there basically forever until it's, well, forever. Like, yeah, all of this, whatever you do in your life shows in your credit report. Even if you made bad choices when you were like 18 or 19 and didn't pay your credit card bills, they show in there. So, yeah, if they go through a debt consolidation, which we've had people do, we would just include that whatever their new debt payments are as what their debt requirements are that they have to meet.
Mhm.
And then we may just ask that they can show us a satisfactory payment history on that.
Right. Okay. Good information. Thank you.
Yeah. And as far as student loans, the if your credit score is above 640, let's say you have student loans, but right now you're on a $0 repayment plan. If your credit score is good, we don't have to count those student loan payments as debt if you're not currently required to make those payments. If your score is below 640, then we do have to use a 0.5% of whatever your student loan balance is as debt. So that's just, another kind of benefit if you can get your score up. You maybe have those student loans, which hurt a lot of people when it comes to how much they can afford. Even though they may not currently be paying on them, if their score is below 640, we have to count it as a debt. So I'm just throw
Yeah.
that out there.
Yeah. I'm trying to get everyone to 640 before we submit the paperwork. But if it's a
Yep.
two, if
Yep.
there's some 200 people ahead of them, um, the, the ones that are close to six, we can go ahead and get them. They're past six. They're six to mid six.
I also have another question.
Yeah.
Um, so I know you work with it for Montgomery County for the USDA loan. People or Pennsylvania in general. Would you happen to uh have some connections with those outside of Pennsylvania that you can, uh refer us to? Those who are not in the Philadelphia or Pennsylvania state?
As far as USDA or
Yeah.
affiliates?
Yes.
USDA. Yeah, so on our website, you can click on the any state, and it'll tell
Hmm.
you who the contact people are. I mean, I can also look it up and see who the contact people are. I mean, I know most of the people in my position in the neighboring states as I work
Right.
with them a lot back and forth.
Okay.
Um, so if it's like New Jersey or Delaware or New York, I can definitely give you a contact person.
Okay.
But our website also lists all of that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what the plan is, once I get you guys to where you need to be with your credit score, things taken care of on your credit report, then we connect. At that point is when we connect with Michelle. Um, if you're in a state other than Pennsylvania.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you.
And this is all done. So really, it's not that many questions. It was like, what, five screens, income, debt, credit, and then like your household size. So this is all done. So just based on, kind of the information we gathered here, you appear to be a good fit for the program. So the estimated maximum loan is 200,730. That's based on monthly income of 3,120, monthly debt of 300, and this is just estimated taxes of 416 a month.
Now,
And you
I
can
want
play around with this. Like you can do this as many times as you want. You can save it, you can start over, you can just kind of go back. So if you think, oh, you know what, if I pay off all my debt, you know, you can go back, delete the debt, and then, that would significantly increase how much you would qualify for.
right, and I also want you guys to keep in mind this is based on Montgomery County, and then some
Yes.
counties. If you look at that a video that I sent you before with Michelle and myself, um, there she mentions where some counties in Pennsylvania are up to 800,000 or oh, I forgot where it was. Yeah, it was I think it was like near Harleysville or something like that.
Well, our new limits don't go that high anymore.
Okay,
Yeah, so the most is a 378. Um, those are the highest. They actually reduced our limits
okay. So
to
that's for my
378.1 is the highest counties. They're in Montgomery, Bucks, Delaware, and Chester.
all right. So that's for those counties. So if you live in another state,
Mhm.
the amount's going to be different for wherever you're residing or whether you choose to reside. It's not. These numbers are just for Montgomery County and the surrounding counties.
Yep.
Now, with this, now does this tell you what kind of loan? Like, so you said that I qualify for a $200,730 house. Does this tell me that is that a direct home or is that
This
that?
is only for the direct program.
Okay.
So
Okay.
this is based off of for the direct requirements. We don't
Okay.
really have an assessment for the guaranteed program, as that all goes through local banks. Um, as of right now, if you did this assessment, it would show you whether or not you qualified for the direct. But it
Okay.
would
Gotcha.
also show you too, like, if you meet the income, because if you were over the income for the direct program, um, it would tell you up here that, this program does not appear to be a good fit. And it'll tell you why, because you're over the income. And then it would give you information about, maybe going and looking at the guaranteed program.
Oh, okay, I understand. Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
So with the guarantee program, if they go through that, can they use FHA or no?
They can, yes. Yeah, so USDA provides the guarantee, but we partner with like FHA, PHFA, VA, like all the acronyms out there. I can't think of any more, but
Right.
yeah, so like with those programs, that's kind of where the funding comes from. Like the bank applies to PHFA or FHA, and then they apply to us for a guarantee. But it's all mixed to give it you like the perfect loan option.
And the eligibility areas are the same for the
The
guarantee.
eligibility areas are the same.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes. I know PHFA, the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. That's a state-run program. They that's also they have a lot of good financing as well. Um, and the, if we can help people, I typically refer people to PHFA, because they don't have the rural areas. They can assist anybody in Pennsylvania. So if somebody lives in Philadelphia or one of the ineligible areas, either if they're looking for a mortgage or if they're looking for home repairs, I typically refer them to PHFA. Does anybody else have any questions?
I would like to know specifically where I can get information for Arizona. I have a couple people who would possibly qualify, but I want to make sure that I have the right criteria before I send them over to Missy to start their processes.
Okay, so for Arizona, so for the direct program, that they have to apply in the state that they want to live in. So if they're looking to continue living in Arizona, um, I'm just going to go back to our main website at rd.usda.gov. Click on state offices, and then go to Arizona. And then this is Arizona's web page. So if I just click on view all state contacts, um, right here, rural housing programs. There's the office number, and then they have an email too. I'll just highlight it. So I would have them reach out to either by phone to that number or through that email box, um, to get information on the USDA programs there. But the assessment that I went through, the eligible rural areas that I went through, that's made for anybody. So you can put in which state you want to live in. We had selected Pennsylvania, but if they're interested in Arizona, they would just select Arizona, and then the that page would guide them to like the income limits and all of that for that state.
Awesome, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mary, Tariq, Jasmine, Dante, LaShawn, do you guys have any questions that you want to ask Michelle?
I don't, not at the moment. I kind of was asking as we went along, so I'm kind of good right now. Thank you.
At the moment, I'm just trying to, follow along and check the information available to me. So as far as questions now,
Oh, okay.
The same for me. I don't have any questions at the time. I'm just listening, and taking notes. Thank you so much.
Hey, how you doing? I don't have any questions at the moment.
No, all my questions have been answered, and thank you, Michelle, for all your expertise and your knowledge today. Thank you.
Well, if you do have questions later, please, like Missy knows how to reach me, so reach out to Missy and she can get those questions to me, or specific scenarios or anything, I'd be glad to help you with it. Um, but thank you all for listening today.
Michelle, thank you for coming. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
Thank
Michelle.
you. Thank you
All
so
right.
much, Miss Michelle.
Thank you.
You, Michelle, I know you're welcome to. There's a couple things that we're going to do. If you like, you're welcome to stay and listen in. If that's if you like.
Uh, Thank you, but I actually have to run some errands. So,
Okay.
um, I told somebody I'd be there around 1 o'clock. So,
Okay.
but thank you, and thank you for inviting me.
You're very welcome. Take care.
Okay, bye.
Shanice, Shanisha.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Were you? Did you want to do your presentation?
I am. Give me just a moment here, Johnny. Hold that for
Okay.
just a minute.
All right.
Try it. Don't look like a clown. I'll be right back. Sorry, we are in the middle of cheer preparations as always. You know, my Saturdays.
You have to send me some videos of her
Absolutely.
cheering. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Let's see. Good morning, everybody. We've got some wonderful information going on this morning. It is always lovely to see everyone here and diving in and taking a moment to just get life together, get life in order, put yourself and your priorities where you want them to be and make an actual effort to get where you want to be. Most people sit around and say, oh, I want to do this and I want to do that, but they have no focus. They have no drive to actually get that done. So I'm always happy to be here with you every Saturday morning. So today we are going to talk about the fastest ways to increase your credit score. Obviously, we are focusing on strategic score improvements because small adjustments can create big score movements. So let's start with something encouraging. Improving your credit score does not always require huge changes or years of waiting. Sometimes it's a small adjustments that can create the biggest movements. Many people think that their scores will only change if they pay off everything completely or make a lot more money. And we all know ain't nobody making no extra money these days. So that's not going to happen for us. Credit scores respond to behavior and timing. So today we're going to talk about a few strategic adjustments that that we can make to help move our score in the right direction faster. Now, remember, our message for today is small adjustments can create big score movements. Your credit score is based on a few key factors. One of the biggest things is going to be short-term drivers, which is going to be your credit utilization, how much you're using your credit, how much available credit you have. For example, if you have a credit card that has $1,000 limit and your balance is $800, that means your available credit is at 80%. 80% of what you have available is already being used. If that same card, again with $1,000 limit, has a balance of only $200, that means you're only using 20%, which is signaling that you have a much more responsible credit usage. You want to try to keep your usage below 30% of your limit. So if your balance again is $1,000, excuse me, if your limit is $1,000, you want to try to keep that balance at a working amount of less than $300. Take a look at all of the cards you have and see how much usage you have. See how much credit you have available versus the limit on that card and start actively working to bring those numbers down. You want to get those numbers actually a little bit closer to 10%. The closer to 10%, the better, because it's going to show you improvement in just your credit scores. Little things can make big impacts. Here are a few other ways that people use to try to improve their utilization quickly. Pay your balances down. Lower balances mean lower utilization. Even paying down part of the balance can improve your credit profile. For example, that same $1,000 credit card, if it has a balance of $700, if you pay $400 of that balance, that now $300 means you've dropped that utilization down to 30%. That alone can change your credit score. Second strategy, try spreading your balances out across cards. If you have multiple credit cards, try not to max out one card while the others sit unused. Even out your distribution can help your profile look healthier. If you have to make a large purchase, put $300 on this card, put $200 on this card. I know it seems like, that you're basically just prolonging, but actually you're keeping your utilization down so that you are not having a card that has a very high usage. The impact of paying down balances. When people ask what's the fastest way to improve your score, the score is often in simply lowering your credit card balances. Because when balances drop, your utilization improves almost immediately once it's reported. And that's important. Your score is based on what lenders see on that report, not just what you owe in your mind. Now, timing is also going to play a time, kind of play a balance, going to play a factor in this. Credit card balances are usually reported on your statement closing date, not your due date. We talked about this before. There is a statement date and there is a due date. You want to try to split those payments up 3 days before the statement date, 3 days before the due date. You don't want to wait until the due date to pay your balance, because what happens is that statement date is when it's reported to the credit card companies. That's when the credit card companies reports it to the credit bureaus. So if you say you have a balance on this particular card of $500 and you're waiting until the due date to make that payment, well, when the credit card reports that balance to the credit bureaus, it's going to show $500. However, if you make that payment 3 days before that credit card statement date, let's say you pay $200. Now they're only reporting $300 due. You come back after for that due date and you pay another $200. Now it's only $100. So you are setting yourself up for success if you are making those payments before the statement date and before the closing date. Another strategy that can help people is becoming an authorized user on someone else's credit card. Now, this isn't meaning that you're going to go and run up someone else's credit. Don't take it as that. That simply means that someone that may have an established credit history, someone that has a long payment history, someone with low balances and on-time payments. All you're going to do is become an authorized user on those accounts so you can take advantage of that positive credit history. Now, this only works if that account is being managed well and if you continue to manage that account well. Don't ask someone to be an authorized user on their account and then you go run their stuff up and now they're looking at you crazy like, wait a minute, you messed us both up now. There's no benefit there. Being an authorized user is simply being able to take advantage of someone else's long credit history and helping them to continue in that credit history while you are learning from them on how to build that same history. So let's summarize the adjustments that we talked about today. We can potentially improve our credit profile by lowering our credit card balances, keeping our credit utilization under 30%, paying off balances before the statement closes, using our credit strategically, considering authorized user options carefully. Now, these are not complicated moves, but they are powerful ones. I want to leave today encouraged. I want to show you that improving your credit score is not about being perfect. It's about being intentional. Small adjustments in your behavior and timing can start shifting your credit profile in a positive direction. Small adjustments can create big score movements. Once you understand how this whole credit system works, you can start working to make that system support your future. And that's what we're here for. Thank you so much for investing in your financial knowledge today. Thank you for investing in your futures. Thank you for being here with us today. Any
Wow,
questions
Shanice,
for me?
I love that presentation, Shanisha.
Absolutely.
I have a
I'm at Disney. You can't help but be positive when you're at Disney. So
I have a question. Um,
yes.
so is it worth purchasing or buying a trade line to be on somebody's um authorized user? And it's like, d- do you know, or how would you know, is there a credible company, or I don't know. Um,
Trade lines are tricky.
okay.
Um, Trade lines are helpful depending on the situation. If you are using the trade line to try to get yourself into where you are able to qualify for something, it can get you to where you're looking to be. The problem with trade lines is that they're so short term that if it's not something that you're looking to do within the next, I would say 60 to 90 days, you probably will have wasted your money because those trade lines are only going to last about that amount of time. So what you're wanting to do is if it's not, in the short term 30 to 60 days, then it's not really going to help you. Um, as far as a credible company, I do have a couple of companies that I do use. I can send that in Monday's email. We can take a look at it and see what specifically it is that you're wanting. Are you wanting it for something specific? Are you trying to qualify for something like right now, a new car or something to that effect? Or are you just wanting to take advantage of the authorized user um, portion of it?
It's more of a long term
Okay.
um aspect of things, because of course, the goal is to get to 700, right? Get
Right.
above the 640. And
Right.
so just looking for something long term,
Okay.
uh, if that makes sense. Obviously to buy a home.
Of
So
course.
uh so if it's something that I need to, budget in now, and
Right.
let's say 2 years later, you know what I mean? Like, hold on to that trade line as long as I could,
Right.
then that would be, if that would be beneficial, then I'm all over it. But it makes sense that I do see some that's like 60 to 90 days, and there's
Right.
no you just threw money down the drain. So it's like,
Exactly. And that's what most people don't realize is they buy those trade lines thinking, oh, they're going to sit there for me. And they're simply not going to do that. Trade lines are best used in the next, I would say, 60 to 90 days maximum, because what happens is they fall off after that amount of time. If you're
oh,
wanting
really?
something that is going to sustain you long term, you would simply be better off getting your own secured card,
Okay,
letting it build history, especially if you mentioned that you have 2 years that you are that in your time frame that you're looking for. 2 years is some good history. Get yourself a card
okay,
that you're using as a savings plan. Set it for a $2,000 balance. Make small payments towards that $2,000 every month. Put the card in the drawer. Let it simply build. Buy yourself McDonald's on the card every month. Keep the usage very low.
So,
okay.
so what
Right
I
now, oh,
let me,
sorry.
I'm gonna let you finish, but let me chime in real quick.
Okay,
So, kickoff and self are
Hmm.
trade lines, and
Yes.
those terms are 12 and 24 months. So
Yes.
what I have them doing is once, and they get that all of that money back, and they get
Right.
that longevity that you're talking about.
Right.
So when they get to the end of the term, we determine, are they going to use the money they get back, or are they going to put it back in it to start over again, which is strongly encouraged. But by the end of the program, the goal is to have 5 or 6 things reporting. So sometimes it might be one or two secure cards, and
Right.
I encourage them to only get like 300. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Right.
utilize it like you said, 30 to 10%, and
Right.
pay it off
Right.
before the due date. So
Right.
we use American Heritage, so the due date is the 27th.
Okay.
Um, so you guys already have 2 trade lines if you've gotten to those steps already, right? And then and some of you are almost at the have a secure card that's around 300, or getting, or your next 2 or 3 steps is to get a secure card.
Right.
So yeah, like Shanisha said, I really wouldn't put that kind of money out there when you have components that are already doing the same thing. And by the time you finish the program, you're going to have 5 or 6 things reporting anyway,
True.
right?
True. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because those are really just short-term fixes. They don't give you the longevity that you're looking for. It's not something that's going to just sit on your report for the next 2 years. That's not going to happen.
So the way is this, we designed it on this end is so that you, once your 12-month term or 24-month term ends, you rinse and repeat. Like, even after you're out of the program, even after you're in your home, keep those things working in the background, because they're only $20-$25 a month. I try and
True.
keep everything to a minimum for you, so that even though you're going to have 5 or 6 things reporting, you're not going to have these astronomical, um, you know, um, things that you have to pay each month. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah, it does. It really does. Um, and also, quick question, or I guess I don't know if it's a sidebar question for Shanisha. Do
Mhm.
you also do you also help or talk about like business credit? I don't know. I don't know,
Absolutely.
Missy, if that's
Absolutely.
something can also inquire about as well. And
Absolutely.
okay, okay.
That
So
would be
just
kind of like a side conversation, because obviously we would need to know where your business is, what
okay,
status it is, and again, where it is you're looking for your business to go. Everything is about where you want to get in the future. That's what most people don't think. They jump in, they want the short term. No, life is not about short term. Let's see where you want
right.
your business to go in the future, and then we can help you build a solid structure to help you get there, but more importantly, stay there.
Okay,
So
okay,
what we can do is we can schedule, I'm not back in town until Wednesday, but what we can do is
okay,
we can schedule a Zoom or something, you, Missy, and we can sit down and see where your business is, see
okay.
where you want to go, and then we can start putting structures in place in order to get you where you want your business to be, because it's pretty much structured the same way as we're going along with the personal credit, because a lot of things are going to weigh on the personal credit. So as you improve your personal credit, that will help you also build up the business credit. And again, in 3 to 6 months' time, you have both of them that are solid. And then if you're wanting to seek additional funding and things like that, I also have sources for that. So we can get you exactly where you want to be.
Now, does that tie in with the home buying? The business has nothing to do with the home buying, right? Just wanted to make sure.
No, no, it doesn't. I mean, as long as you have, unless it's just, your source of income, then obviously you want to make sure it's strong. But outside of that, no, it
Oh,
doesn't. The business does not tie into
the
the
whole
home buying process. No.
okay, gotcha. Just wanted to make sure.
Mhm.
Okay. And I think, oh, it, now tell me if this makes sense because I'm like, you know, think about what Missy said, the rinse and repeat type thing. So
Mhm.
um, let's say, because my next step also um is to get well, I had a unsecured credit card with um American Heritage, but I'm gonna see if I can get it again. But
Uh-huh.
right now, I have an unsecured credit card with USAA, which is
Mhm.
doing pretty well.
Mhm.
So, can I, or do they allow you to have one credit card, pay the other credit card, like, and then, does that make sense? Like, have one credit, like, have my American Heritage pay my USAA credit card if they allow it, because I know sometimes they won't allow you to do that. Um,
Oh, it's very little restrictions on if you use a credit card to pay another credit card. You just want to make sure that you are maintaining your balance properly. You don't want to use one credit card and then it maxes out another credit card, because then you're working against yourself. So if you're using a credit card to pay down another credit card, make sure that you are taking care of the payments on that other credit card to make sure that your
right,
utilization remains normal. You don't want to pay Peter, you don't want to rob Peter to pay Paul.
right. No, I just wanted to like.
And you want to make sure that you want to check the interest rate to make sure it makes
Yes. And obviously use the better
Okay.
interest rate on, in order to pay down the other card. Because some people do that. They get one card with an extremely low interest rate and they use that
Right.
card to pay off all the other cards and then they pay the lower interest rate. So that also plays a factor for you.
Right. Okay. Okay. I'll look into that. Okay. Thank you.
Mhm. Any other questions for me today?
No, ma'am. I think I'm tapped out.
All
I have
righty. Well,
a random question, maybe y'all. Sorry. Does
okay.
anybody thank you. Does anybody know anybody who's good with selling on Etsy?
I don't have that.
Yes.
I don't have that one in my arsenal. No.
That's okay. I keep asking. I keep asking. I'll find it. When I do, I'm gonna tell y'all.
Because that's a nice little side income. If you can get Etsy
Yeah.
set
Yeah,
up and just let it run itself, that is an excellent side income.
yeah. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Well, I am going to jump off and go and enjoy my cheer competitions today and Disney. I will send pictures. Everyone have a beautiful day. Thank you for joining us today. I will see everyone next Saturday.
Okay. Make sure you send me some video.
I surely will.
Thank
All
you.
right. Have
Thank
a good
you.
time and be safe.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right. So Tariq is new to the group. I know that we do it every week, and you can make it as brief as possible. You can even just talk about what you've accomplished this past week and what you think your next steps are. So, who would like to give him something brief real quick first?
I will. So I started I think this is my third or fourth. This is my third week on. But so far so good. Miss Missy has helped me so much. I opened my American Heritage Credit Union savings account. That was the only one I was able to open because of my current credit score. And also I opened the self account and the kickoff account. And so my credit score changed yesterday or the day before. I remember I told you, Miss Missy, that I have a credit card down to zero. So I can't tell if it's that or a combination of that plus self plus kickoff. Before I say self and kickoff, change my plus change my credit score for the good. Maybe somebody knows. Does self and kickoff, does that change right away, Miss Missy?
It can. There's no. It can. It can have an impact, but like you said, I can't tell where it came from. But a combination of all the things that you've done.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. So that's it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good job, Mary. Who's next?
I'll go.
Thank you.
How everybody doing this afternoon?
Good.
um, I was working with Miss Missy yesterday, and we got the all three credit bureaus. I got signed up for that. I'm working on my credit. About to get my direct deposit for American Heritage. She also helped me out with a lot of other things that had nothing to do with credit, so I'm definitely appreciate that. But yeah, that's it. We just gonna keep moving forward.
Yeah, you did a good job yesterday.
Thank you.
hmm Um, Jazz, Valerie, one of you want to contribute?
All right, I'll go. So far, Missy and I have done all three credit bureaus. I signed up for all the alerts. I already was a member at American Heritage, but I was able to get in the holiday loan. And Missy is just helping me get my entire life together. I've done, we listen, it's a lot. You're in the right place, and jump on board and welcome.
Thank you, Jazz.
Mhm.
Hello. I'll go ahead and go next. Or yeah, go next. I'm Valerie. Um, been with Miss E since about 2000 and what, 21, 22, 21. It
Wow.
had
21.
that time frame. And so um, I already had American Heritage. And she the one that taught me about the holiday loan and the holiday loan and what was the other thing?
Vacation.
Vacation loan, which I've been utilizing. And that's been helping me tremendously. Um, right now I have both going on, which both is getting paid. And so I'm gonna let that ride out. Um, and then what's next? I finished paying off myself. Um, self credit builder. I am now in the kickoff program now. The next step is to do the personal loan to consolidate all my bills. So Missy had me look through my credit profile, collect everything that's on my credit, and so that way the next step is to talk to Navy Federal or American Heritage or um, all the things that can help with my, who has the lowest interest rate
Mm.
to help me with consolidate my bills, so that way it shows up positive, it reports positively in my credit report, and also shows, I'm paying off my debt. And so, um, just like what Shanisa said, I'm trying to take those points and try to, be strategic in my moves, to help have a clean credit and, of a good stable credit score. So that way the next move is to be able to buy a home. So that's where I'm at.
Thank you for that. And just I know you guys heard us talk about FHA and so USDA and FHA ask for the same score, 640 and above. Just to let you guys know. And the reason why FHA is always a second option because there might be a reason that you have that doesn't comply with their criteria. Like they might not have an eligible area that you want to be in, right? So that don't that doesn't mean no. That means that okay, now we just have to go FHA. So all that work that you did positions you for both of them. So when it comes time, you'll make a decision which one is the best for you, which Val is doing, right, Val?
Yep.
Okay. So we've had a really long session today. I want to thank you all for coming. I want to thank you all for contributing and asking questions and just supporting the group by being here today. Tyreek, we all welcome you to the group. We hope to see you every Saturday at 11. Can you tell me how you're feeling about what you've heard today, and you know what is your feeling about moving forward?
Um, this is definitely in line with the steps that I intend on taking for my life. You know, unfortunately, I've been incarcerated, a lot of times, and you know, for a lack of financial stability is has always caused me to, become incarcerated. So, with that being said, I definitely intend on, building my credit, so I could, probably open my own business if that's possible.
Okay. So I just want to let you know that I do work with each of you one on one, but the Saturday group is for accountability and support and to learn new information like we did today. So it's very important as frequent as you can is to be here on Saturdays so that you can get support, so that you can be accountable for whatever the task was assigned to you during the week. And if there's any new information for us to share, me or Tranisha to share with you, we can. And also hearing, you'll also hear the other participants say, well, I struggled with this week, and this is what I encountered, or this is the success I had. And all of that only helps each all the other participants in the group hearing what what they encountered and how they got through it. So I hope that'll be helpful to you. So I'm not going to keep you guys any longer. This is one of our longer sessions that we've had, but I'm glad that we had it, and I'm glad that you all were here for it. Um, if anybody wants the recording so that they can listen to something that they thought they missed, I know I have to listen to it again because there was a lot of new information for me that I learned today. So, with that being said, you guys have an amazing day. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the rest of the week, and we'll meet again on Saturday at 11. And then what's next Saturday's date? Because I want to make sure.
21st.
American Hair. Please don't miss next week, you guys. American Heritage will be here on the 21st. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Well, thank you guys. I really appreciate your support every weekend.
Of course. See you next
Thank
weekend.
you, Miss Missy. See
All
y'all.
right.
Have a blessed
Thank
weekend.
you. Everybody
Bye.
have a good weekend.
You. Bye,
To
y'all.
Thank you
you.
so much. I appreciate the opportunity.